Welcome to the Way to Go podcast. I'm here laughing from the start with Mark and Lindsay, our producers. So when Lindsay's here, we're always laughing about something.
Yep.
So add her with her, whatever the case is, Lindsay. So if you don't know Lindsay Yankee, just go look her up on Facebook. I don't think she's putting much there.
We tell her we're laughing with her, but
I don't know.
We are laughing at her.
We're laughing at her, really. Are you even putting anything? I just tell people to go to your Facebook page. You don't even put anything there, so it doesn't really matter. So she says she doesn't put anything there, but you can see what she looks like, and she's in church all the time. So, which means she's a good girl. So we appreciate that.
Congratulations, you're part of the staff now. By the way, that's a great thing. So part-time at Eagleville, on staff, media director, tech director. So we were really happy to bring her on board.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll give her a month. But
No, don't get up, Lindsay. Don't. No, yeah.
No, I'm just teasing Lindsay. We always pick on her. We were just talking actually, and maybe you can put something in the comment thread and interact with us on YouTube or wherever you see this. If do you like? We were talking about who likes Facebook and who likes Instagram. So.
And you know what? I am blessed because there is a lot of our YouTube videos that there's people that comment and engage with us. So that's nice, you know.
Wish you like Mark. Not Instagram. You don't even know it.
I don't want anything to do with. I don't necessarily care for any of them, to be honest with you.
Right.
I'm there out of necessity.
Right.
I think it's part of my duty as a pastor to engage with people to some level on social media. So, I mean, if it wasn't for that, I just would get rid of it. I took it off of my phone. I'm tired of it. You know, I'll be there.
It can suck a lot of time
just
down.
Very, very minimal.
Right.
And I know that's probably not good because I'm trying to get traffic to my Worship Eyes website. So I have that linked to the Worship Eyes Facebook page.
Right.
So I should be engaging more like you're talking about because through engagement, that's why you get, traffic, I guess. But I honestly, I have a hard time getting myself to even want to be a part of it.
I'm in deep on it. Not on Facebook, but on Instagram. Facebook I used to like, but people fought too much. So, I mean, it became like, I feel this way. Make Facebook about your family and fun stuff that you do and cool pictures. If you want to argue about stuff, go to Twitter because no one's listening and no one's paying attention to it. So go there because I try to say things on Twitter. Like Twitter's a great place for me to go if I just really want to say something political and something that would be, some people would feel, I'm sure, is outrageous. It's not, of course, but if I wanted to put something on there because I'll get 2 likes. I haven't even looked at Twitter in months because it would be like going out and talking to the garage, the pole barn, and you would get as much engagement. And I just found Twitter was for famous people and not for people like me. So it's a great place to follow people and read. Not interested in that. So I don't do it. And then Facebook became too argumentative. So then I just went to Instagram. And then I didn't have enough of Instagram with 1 page. So I created 3 pages. I'm a moderator on a 4th page and I try to help with the church page. So I'm actually involved. Like when I open up Instagram, I have 5 pages.
Wow.
That I look at on there. So I don't mind it because as a photographer, it's a great place to be. Now, if I wasn't a photographer, would I really be there? Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't really know. But since I am there, I mean, I've made a lot of friends as far as using it. There are times when you can reach out to people. I'll hear people say things of struggle. Sometimes I'll comment on that. Sometimes people will say, I'm seeking the Lord. I feel like I'm getting closer to God. I see that, and I'll comment on that.
Yeah, so if I do engage in Facebook anymore, it's most of the time So I never really understood the stories thing,
right.
But most of the time, if I do anything on Facebook now, I'll take like a verse image or something like that, and I'll put it in my stories. And I'll post that because if I am on there, I want to point people to Jesus, all the time, or the Word of God,
Right.
So happy birthdays to people, happy anniversaries, that kind of stuff. But honestly, I feel bad even doing that because, that'll come up on the first 3 or 4 posts. But there's other people with anniversaries, and now I'm going to miss them, So I'm just like, dang it, I started something that I shouldn't have even started,
I don't even hardly do birthdays. I did one today. It was Chet Paul. It's Chet Paul's birthday today. So
really?
we're saying, I'll have to give him a text or give him a call. I think he's actually having a birthday and retiring on the same day.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, that's
Wow.
pretty amazing. Now, I didn't find that out on Facebook. I found that out in real life because he told us all when he was doing announcements.
In real life.
Here's Chet Church telling us,
Yeah.
hey, by the way, Woven's on July 22nd, and it's my birthday. That's why
Yeah.
it's important. So, and his wife is going to be here, not even with him. So, you know, there you go on that.
I don't care, Bill, for the idea that some people get on there and air out something that's going on in this relationship over here. They go on Facebook and air it out for everybody to see. You know, I've got family members that have done that lately. And, you know, it just creates this drama that's unnecessary. It's like, why wouldn't you just go to that person and talk to that person directly instead of putting what I've seen this with husbands and wives, for crying out loud. A husband that went on to Facebook and dissed his wife for what she just got done doing. I'm like, that's divorce worthy, right? I mean, I don't even understand what in the world you are doing.
You can do that.
Yeah. Especially since your wife never looks at your Facebook. I mean,
That sounds like a great idea,
Right.
actually. I can hear my complaints on Facebook. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I've found this. I don't like bleed. I call it Facebook bleeding. I've seen it for years
good,
where
yeah.
people will just bleed out all over Facebook. I've never felt that was appropriate, and I've always felt you need to clean that up. Like, you need to get that off of there. You need to stop. You need to get it together. I guess it feels good for people to vent. And in a world where you think about it, you used to call your friend to vent. You used to call your friend, get on the phone and talk to them, and then you would vent about things, or you see them face to face. Now you just vent on Facebook. You don't even need your friend anymore. You just go tell everybody. And then people like me who are sick of seeing it, we just don't go there anymore. And all Facebook has done is created an environment where people like myself just don't I just don't want to be on Facebook anymore. Because,
okay, so you got that aspect, but
Right.
then you got the other aspect where you got that post will get 100 people liking it and commenting saying, I can't believe you're going through that or whatever. You haven't even got the full story. How can you even come alongside that person and say yes or like it or love or, you know, and comment?
Maybe. Do you remember the old movies where if they heard something bad, they would all get out their torches and pitchforks and march to the castle and burn it down? You know, because this is a Facebook version of lynch mob.
Yep, that's right.
It's a
That's
Facebook
right.
version of just get your torches and your pitchfork.
Yep.
Let's march out and get this person. You don't even have the full story. I put a comment up over a year ago. And it was it went so all over. But I have people that don't even know me from other counties writing to me, telling me I'm a monster.
Yeah.
Because somebody said I said something. I didn't even say it. I said like the simplest thing in the world. I was very nice about it. And, you know, you're a monster. And I'm like, I didn't even respond to the person because I'm like, no, I'm a monster because somebody said I said something I never said in the first place.
Right.
It is so ridiculous. I mean, I hate it so much. So now what I'm doing is I'm trying to be nice and get back to Facebook and put pictures up.
Trying
And
to be
remember
nice.
that, Bill, you're still supposed to engage here. You still people that need to be reached. But when you're looking at Facebook and Facebook as an entity, let's say, I guess we're talking about this now, but that's fine.
I mean,
We'll do a podcast on this. But social media, Facebook is very much geared towards people you personally know. Most of the people, not everybody, but somehow I'm not gonna accept a friend request if we don't have friends in common. You know, if you're because I just think you're a smut site. If you're and the creepiest thing you can say to somebody is hello. That's the truth. Just put up a comment. You want to say like the creepiest thing you can, say hi or hello to somebody you don't know. Just write it on their message. Just go around, make it your thing today as a practical joke. Just say hello. You'll get unfollowed, blocked, because that to me is like Creeperville. As soon as somebody says that, I know like, okay, no one ever, how weird is this on social media? No one ever comes to me and just says hello. No one.
Yeah.
They always say, hey, Bill, can you pray for this? Hey, Bill, I was wondering if I could talk to you. Hey, Bill, I was wondering. That's what I'm going to hear. It's never just hello. So as soon as I see, like if I see Lindsay and I get a message from her where it just says hello, I'm going to be getting hold of Lindsay and say, hey, your account just got hacked.
Yeah, right.
Because I want to know something's wrong, you know, because no one just says hello on there. But anyway, with that said, I think that Facebook is more towards family and people you really know. You get onto Instagram's more, the circles are more in line with what you're doing. So Lindsay, we were talking earlier, she likes family photography photos and likes to see how people edit stuff. So for her, and because she does that and because she likes that, Instagram is going to show you nothing but that. And I'm going to tell you, I got a true story for you. It's like this is so hilarious. So last winter, they have this like long bushy eared squirrel in Russia and maybe Europe somewhere, but I saw a lot of Russians and they're the cutest things in the world. They had like the longest ears. And so I liked one. And then you see 3 more. So I like them. Then I got 10 more. It was like every other picture was squirrels.
And with long ears.
So I finally put up an Instagram post and I took a screenshot of this little cute squirrel and I just put on the Insta story, sorry, I can't like you anymore. Because they were so thinking adorable, but it's all my post was. So because of that, what it is if you like hiking, and that's where you're looking at, it's going to feed you more of that. If you like sunsets, it's going to feed you sunsets. If you like kayaks, it's going to, right. Well, at least they do it right there.
Yeah.
So then what happens is with your photographers, your outdoors people, they tend to circle around you and you start to get to know people along the North Coast, let's say from Willowick and Cleveland and some from south here, like an hour and a half. You start to get to know these photographers. In fact, next weekend, we're having a kind of a get together because I was going to my buddy's house this friend, the only reason we're friends is because of Instagram. That's the only reason why. I've met him once. He came up to paddle with us about a month ago, he and his son. So now we're going to go down and see his house and just hang out. And I was going to, because where I want to paddle anyway is 1.5 miles from him. He goes, dude, that's 1.5 miles from my house. So I'm like, oh, cool. Well, I'll come see your place and then, we'll go paddle. So then that wasn't enough. Then he starts, well, man, I know all these people, blah, 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 blah. It just became this get together.
Well, and I think that fits with what you've had a desire for a while now I've heard you, say for a while now that you want to focus your attention on like personal relationships, you know, because there's value in that. There's, lasting impact happens when you're face to face like this. You know what I'm saying? So that fits with your goal, your agenda to kind of meet with people, you know what I'm saying? And I like that. I think it's a wise thing to do because people can be stuck in this cyber fantasy world and think they have all the relationships in the world and feel lonely all the time because they really don't. You know?
Well, last year I went down there with just myself and Jerry and we had a blast. And we did a 1.5 miles. They have these tunnels in Deer Creek, these viaducts that are really low, and they make for the coolest photos. And they have 2 of them together, so you got some space between the tunnels. So the one side, the between, and then the front side, and you go through these, paddle through. I'm telling you, your head's like almost hitting the cement, like it's above you or bricks or whatever it is. So it's super cool, and I like to do it. So we went down by ourselves. Well, this time now, I'm going to go, and then my buddy's going to go, and his son, probably his wife, a friend of ours that we just met on Instagram that we paddled with twice now, is coming all the way down too. So we're going to get a bunch of people to paddle. And then the one guy goes, well, I can't paddle because I haven't found a kayak big enough for me yet. So he said he's going to follow us on a drone. He said, I'm going to put a drone up in the air.
No way.
And I'm following you on a drone. So, and then other people were like, well, hey, we'll just come down and we'll walk around. So all these these are all photographers on Instagram, which I interact and know a lot of them. I know what their names are. I see their names show up and stuff like that. So we're just going to meet in person and get together and have fun and laugh about stuff. And then we'll get together. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean,
oh my goodness, no. I think so much good can come out of social media. Any technology, it's a horrible master. It's a wonderful servant.
It's like anything else.
If you let it rule your life, it's not going to be good. But man, if you let it serve you for what it's intended for, and that's access. You know what I'm saying? It gives you access to be able to tell a lot of people whatever you want to say very efficiently. You can do that.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how do I get some of these favorite verses of mine up there? How do I figure out like how to bridge in? I like John Cooper from Skillet and how bold he is with his testimony in Christ, and that's inspirational. So, how can you be bold in that? Your testimony and getting things out there and talking and also being an encouragement to people. I mean, to me, I'm here. My Instagram is primarily my biggest account is primarily about promoting the state of Ohio. I mean, it's, hey guys, there's a lot out here. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't know about for years because no one told me and I didn't have Instagram. So I didn't know about Tinkers Creek Falls. I didn't know much about Cuyahoga Valley National, tons of parks, waterfalls, things like that I never knew about. So part of it for me is I like to adventure out anyway. I'm going to be out hiking anyway. I'm going to be out kayaking anyway. I'm a photographer. I'm going to be taking pictures anyway. It's just natural for me to drop them down there. I think like anything else, it could be a distraction and a problem. You can take nuclear power. We took nuclear power and we made bombs out of it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, but there's also the good part of it where we also create energy out of it. A lot of things, yeah, it's good used in moderation. I mean, you could be a runner. And running's great. I love to run. Well, maybe I don't love it. I do it because I love the benefits. But I get out there and run. But you can also become a runner who spends hours a day away from your family trying to get ready for a marathon. And pretty soon you're not really with your family or distance. Work is a good thing. I mean, work is great. I mean, I believe in work and I think we should be working. But you know what? Work can become everything too.
Yep.
And projects and building an addition on the house. Like we can become anything, can become kind of everything.
That's right.
And that's where we have to be
exactly
careful
right.
that we don't allow the anythings of the world to become the everythings of life. When if you want something to be the everything, make it God, make it your spirituality,
That's awesome.
walking, you know, I would say family and things like that. Make sure you're keeping everything within boundaries. You know, I'll
That's a
plant
very
certain
wise
plants.
thing,
Yeah, I'll plant, like, I like catnip. You know, I'll plant it. My cats like catnip too, actually. So, you know, I'll plant it, but man, it'll just take over if you're not careful. I've had plants in the garden. Yeah, great plant. Windflower. I don't need that much of it. You know, aster is another one, man. It'll just be all over next thing you know. And it's crowding out everything else. This is life, Mark. There's nothing wrong with Instagram, but I'll tell you what, it can be wrong. I mean, if you're looking at the wrong images, because if you start clicking on bikinis, guess what? Your whole news feed is going to be bikinis.
Right.
And then you're going to be looking at more bikinis, and pretty soon you're going to have a post up there, sorry, I can't like you anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, because you can't. That's why I try to always look at what my search engine is, because that'll tell me what I'm looking at.
Gotcha.
So I always want my search to be clean. I'm looking at hiking. I'm looking at kayaking. There's certain things I don't want to go, and that's called discipline.
That's
So
awesome.
use the tool wisely. And I think we can use Facebook. I think people can use Facebook and should use Facebook as a way of, hey, put a Bible verse up there once in a while.
Yeah,
Right.
the last two podcasts you guys did, you and Pastor Eric did together, was all about words,
Right.
and using your words properly and all
Right.
of that. What we're talking about is these are opportunities for communication.
Right.
You also have the power to use your words wisely on
Right.
these spaces, you know, and fill them with the Word of God, like you said, you know, fill them with encouraging things, positive things, you know, things that lift up, you know, they're whatever's pure, whatever's noble, whatever's excellent. Think about these things, you know, praiseworthy. Put it on there, you
Right.
know, make that part of your MO, you know.
I also think too, now this is only for me, everyone's different. You look, if you want to put your cat pictures up there, I know someone who does, and I make a lot of fun of them for it. And they have their cat photos on there all the time, and I just can't keep my mouth shut. So I'm just always picking on it. But because I've never seen a fat cat. This one woman I know, like, I've never seen a cat so photographed as this part. But if that's you, you know, by all means, just do it. You know, if you want your dog out there, then hey, you know, it's you and your dog. That's all great. Whatever you're into, you know, you can put it out there. But to me, putting nature out there, nature speaks for God in and of itself. The power of nature, it communicates the invisible attributes of God according to Romans 1. The universe is constantly declaring the glory of
Yes.
God. To me, when I'm putting out there, I'm letting you know what's out there. Number one, I'm encouraging you to get out there, get fit, go find something, go walk, do more than sit and play on your phone all day. Do something more than sit on the couch and watch and binge on Netflix. Get outside. I mean, that's a big part of it. But in the outdoors, to me, is a lot of communication about God, a lot of time to think about it, things and this world and how it's put together and why we're here. And
It's one of my favorite things about hunting,
Right.
you know, sitting in that stand, taking in nature around you, watching other things. I mean, I just love being out
worship
there. Yeah.
leader hunter. There he is. Whereas you can do a whole hunting page of worship leader. I got my guitar and my gun.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what, and America would love it.
Yeah.
Especially flyover America. The city
No,
would be,
because-
what are you doing? You just killed Bambi. It's like, that was an 8-point buck, not Bambi. I'm sorry. There's a difference.
Yeah, exactly. And I take it as God's provision. You know, I don't just hunt for sport. I hunt for my food.
Right.
You know, I like to feed my family with what I
Right.
what I hunt. So, I mean, it's the heavens declare your glory. The creation speaks out the name of God, you know,
Right.
like you're talking about. You know, you sit out there in these environments. I love hiking too. Now, I got to try to work on getting my family involved because they don't care for hiking that much, you
Right.
know, but I love hiking. I love being out and part of it. You know, we go to Stony Glen a lot, you know, not a lot, but sometimes. And going out into the nature, seeing things, I don't know, it just does something. It opens up your mind. It slows you down, you know, and I
don't think we were built for a couch. I mean, I'm not one. The sad thing is I do have a nice property. Sometimes I wonder how much I really sit and observe, but I do try to look at my planters and the things and have some time where I just sit there and look at my property because I have a lot of gardens and I've got visions of what I'm going to do in the future. I want to plant blueberry bushes, do a lot of cool stuff. So, I mean, all that's really great. And when I do, it'll be on Instagram. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
But use it. Don't be afraid of it. And this whole conversation started about social media can be a major problem. It really can be, but it can be a lot of good too. Use it wisely. Whatever your venue is. I guess if you know, Steve Arslick was always a Twitter guy.
Twitter,
You know,
yeah.
that's what
He loved it. He loved the short, snippy little words of insight, you know, and yeah, there's something to be said about that. There is good on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, and I don't know if there's any good on TikTok, but you know, hey, that's my own personal opinion. But
yes. By the way, yes.
there is good on TikTok.
Absolutely.
All of these places that you can find good, but it's not about necessarily finding good.
Right.
It's about being good. You got to be the trendsetter. Be the trendsetter. Be on there doing and being good in what you do.
TikTok is great for comedians. I mean, there's a lot of funny stuff on TikTok, but people get recipes off TikTok. Like I know some like the godliest, most reverent people on the planet. Oh my goodness, I love TikTok. I get all my recipes off TikTok.
Right.
I got this, what you're eating right now came off TikTok. And I'm like, oh wow, okay, I didn't know. Because I post on TikTok and I've gotten back to it. So I mean, I'll post several times a week because it's so stinking easy to do. Sunset, put a song to it, there you go. I mean, there's nothing to it. And then it'll get whatever, 200 views or 400 views or whatever it is, and people weigh in and people comment, but there's no community in TikTok that I sense. Like Instagram is community. Instagram is very much, man, hikers are in contact with you. I mean, I'm in contact with people, different places of the country, some from Canada. You'll talk about stuff. That not TikTok.
Not TikTok.
No, I don't think so. And then if you want to fight with people, obviously Facebook is your venue. But anyway, we hope to have said something.
You said Twitter was.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, don't fight on Facebook. Please stop it. If you're tempted, just don't. Just
your words matter.
Right.
Whether they're on Facebook, whether they're on Twitter, whether they're at the kitchen table, your words matter.
Right, your words matter.
You're communicating something, even when you're doing all these like selfies and all that. I mean, the vanity of it and all. I mean, it's like you are showing who you are by doing that.
No,
you know,
I
stop
agree.
doing it. You know?
I agree. We appreciate you tuning in, and hopefully, like I said, there's something been beneficial. If not, if you got to laugh, that's beneficial. If nothing else. But we do appreciate you tuning in. We're actually coming to the next podcast where we're talking about Adam and Eve and just some of the, delegation that God gave to mankind, our responsibilities, things like that. But you guys all have a great and an awesome week.